The Kingston Area Recycling Centre has been open since 1989, and it's the facility where residents' blue and grey box recyclables, things like paper, plastic, metal, and glass, are sorted, prepared, and shipped to markets to be turned into new products. So this is where all of that material happens, and we're located at 196 Lappins Lane in Kingston. What's the first step that happens when they come to the recycling center?
So they come to the Kingston Area Recycling Center, and the first step that they do is go on to our truck scale here, and they wait on the truck scale, and the scale attendant weighs them in, so we know the weight of the recyclables that they're bringing in from the streets. Scale attendant says, okay, you're good to go. They come to the back of the building and they drop off their recyclables. So they may go to the fiber tip floor or the container tip floor, the exterior glass pile outside, or the cardboard tip floor. And the driver tips all of the materials onto the fiber tip floor. From there, they get conveyed up to a conveyor belt in an elevated sort room. And in that sort room, we have several people working in there picking the materials off the line by hand. So as you can imagine, the materials are going by very quickly on a conveyor belt, and there's people standing there that are picking them off, identifying what they are, and putting them into chutes, which then they drop down into separate bunkers. So all the materials come in together on the fiber side, and then they are sourced, separated into a certain material stream from there. So on the container side, the materials would come in, but don't forget that when we're picking the containers up at your curbside, we're putting glass into one compartment on the truck, and the other materials are going into another compartment. So when that driver gets here and he drops the materials off onto the container tip floor, similarly to the fiber side, they are conveyed up a conveyor belt into an elevated sort room, but there's less hand sorting on our container line. The first step that the materials go through is a magnetic separator, and that pulls off your steel cans. And from there, the other materials go through, and we're hand picking those off. So your water bottles, your laundry detergent bottles, styrofoam, your plastic clamshells. And then the last step that it goes through is an eddy current. So the eddy current is picking off aluminum, so non-ferrous metal. It creates a magnetic current, and the aluminum cans are actually pushed over the garbage chute into the air. It's a very neat process, and the rest of the garbage falls off the end.
Once the recyclables have been sorted, the next step is for them to go to our baler. So what will happen is a truck called a Wrangler or a skid steer will be used to push the sorted recyclables onto a second conveyor belt. That conveyor belt feeds to the machine called the baler, which you see behind me here. The baler looks really impressive and complicated, but it works quite simply. Inside the main chamber of the baler are two large plates which compress the recyclables together. There's a cutting blade that cuts to make a uniform square shape or bale, and then steel cable is wrapped around the outside of the bale of material like you see coming out from the machine behind me here. As you can see here, we have a bale of what's called our mixed plastic. So this is compressed plastics like yogurt containers, sour cream containers, plastic egg cartons, and muffin trays. They're all compressed together now, and they're ready to be sold to a company that will turn them into something new.
They're turned into new plastic bottles and jugs, turned into pipes, turned into carpets, into fleece material that's used for sweaters, blankets. It's used for filling for sleeping bags. Some of it's turned into plastic wood or patio furniture, or even some new blue boxes. Steel and aluminum is turned into steel and aluminum cans and car parts and other metal products. And glass is turned into new glass bottles and jars. It's also turned into fiberglass insulation and turned into sandblasting material. Well, the main benefit, I would say, is that you're diverting waste from landfill, and we're saving valuable landfill space. But on top of that, we're saving energy, because recycling uses less energy than making things from raw materials.
Garbage bag The Kingston Area Recycling Center is also open to members of the public to drop off their recycling. So the residential recycling depot is open Mondays through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if you have extra recycling blue or gray box material, you can come here and drop it off at no charge. So I've been working here at the Kingston Area Recycling Center for 5 years. I worked as a student in Southern Ontario in the waste field as well in recycling. So it's really become a passion for me. It sounds kind of funny to say that you're passionate about what's garbage or recycling, but I feel it's very important. It's a way I can help contribute and make the world a better place and help make it more environmentally sustainable. I mean, it's so much a part of my life. My wife even agreed to have some of our wedding pictures taken at the recycling center as well. So it's a personal passion, and I hope that other people, and I know other people out there, feel as passionately as I do.